I went to the Trilogy tour. Here are my thoughts. So, honestly, the Trilogy tour was probably one of the best experiences of my life, and it was like crazy. It honestly, I think it like healed some of my like inner child, inner preteen, in a way. 'Cause that's kind of when I got into Melanie. Was when I was like a preteen, I think, in 2019, when the K through 12 movie came out, and I was like obsessed with her like ever since. I had like a massive obsession. She was the only like artist I really listened to. So it was honestly insane to see her, especially to see her like with the old like Crybaby K-12, because those are like my Crybaby eras are my favorite era. So it was amazing. I don't want this video to be like me complaining or making like I'm so grateful that I got to go. I know a lot of people, it was expensive, like I know a lot of people didn't get to go that really wanted to go, so I'm not trying to be like this was horrible. But I did want to talk about some crazy things that I encountered, because honestly, like, there was some crazy stuff that went down and it was kind of scary. So I just want to talk about it. Okay?
Oh, God, she's a crybaby.
This is K through 12.
So I'm going to start with the queuing. The queuing was honestly fine for me. Like, I didn't encounter any problems. For context, I went to the London tour, concert, whatever. And yeah, the queuing was fine. We had like, I think I had to go in like 4 different queues. I don't know what was going on there. Like, first there was one queue, then we got moved to a different queue. Like, it was all along the same way, but it was a lot of queues, which made sense because it was a massive venue. So, and I've never been standing in like a massive venue like that before. Most of the gigs and concerts I go to are like quite small. I've been to No Offense, I've been to Jasmine Bean, they were all very like small. And I did go to Portals last year at the Portals concert. But I was sitting, so I didn't actually experience being in that massive like standing crowd. So this is why I'm making this video also, because it was just crazy to kind of experience that for the first time, being in such a massive crowd. After the queue, we got our spots. I was actually pretty close. Me and my mom, we got there like, I want to say around like 2.5 hours early, just so that we could get good spots. And I would say I was kind of like close to the front but still in the middle, so kind of like, I don't know, if this was like, this is the front, this is the back, we were probably around like here, right? Like, we weren't in the front, but we were in a pretty good spot. I could see pretty well. Alita came on first, and honestly, I've seen a lot of people complain about Alita's thing, saying the bass was too loud, and I do kind of understand that, only because it was so loud that I couldn't hear her. My problem wasn't that I was feeling sick. I didn't see anyone faint, at least near me, and I didn't really see any like security getting through to like help people or anything. But it was pretty loud, and I couldn't really hear any of the lyrics or any of her like speaking in between. But in general, it was fine. It was quite a short set, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Then I think Men I Trust came on. I don't really listen to them, but I'm pretty sure it was them. And their set was okay. I'm not gonna lie, it was really long. I think it was like 45 minutes to like 50 minutes maybe. And honestly, halfway through, she was the lead singer. I'm not sure of her name. I'm not gonna lie. Started saying, thank you for Melanie for getting us on the tour, whatever, letting us, perform. And I thought it was the end. And then another song came on, so I was like, oh, that's the last song. And another song came on, and I was like, oh, okay. And then like 5 more songs happened, and I was like,
wrap it up.
Like, okay, I want to see Melanie. Like, no offense, they were very good, but I was like, I want to see Melanie. I'm not gonna lie, but so the openers finished. We were all waiting, and something, if you went to London, you know what happened next. Mitski was playing, and the bass, or like, I don't know, the volume went to like whatever, how much it was, to like here, and it blasted so loud for a second. I literally got so jump scared. It was terrifying. Like, Mitski, I don't even knew that I could get scared by Mitski. Like, Mitski is such like a chill artist. That actually terrified me though. So then Melanie finally came on. Wow, Crybaby played. I cried a lot. Well, okay, maybe not a lot, but I got very emotional because it's Crybaby. Like, if you're gonna get emotional to any song, it's probably gonna be Crybaby, let's be honest. So Crybaby came on, I started crying. Also, I just want to mention, before actually I start getting into the actual Melanie set, I want to mention the people around me. Most of the people around me were fine. For some reason, there was this woman during the openers. She was taking so many photos, so many videos. She had her phone out the entire time, constantly taking shots, constantly filming it. And I was like, please. And she was like kind of in front of me, but kind of to the side, so I can still kind of see what was going on. But honestly, it was kind of annoying and very distracting. Like, I understand filming like your favorite moments. I did that too. I filmed a lot during my little favorite like lines or favorite moments or favorite songs. Like, I filmed like the chorus of some of my favorite songs, but I didn't film every single second of the whole concert because I wanted to enjoy it. Also, it's annoying for the people around you if you're constantly have your phone out, like, and people can't see what's going on. And this woman was literally, I'm not over exaggerating, okay? She was filming the entire time, but thankfully she left after the openers. I don't really know why. I don't know if maybe she left and then couldn't get back to her spot, so maybe she just went somewhere else. But she was low-key annoying me, I'm not gonna lie. And there was another guy, that, like, he honestly was being very chaotic and it kind of scared me. And then suddenly he comes over to this other group of girls that was kind of, like, near me. And he was like, oh, like, these people are trying to make fun of, like getting into an argument with me because I'm having a good time. It's a concert, let me have a good time. And I think he's just jumping around, like, shouting and, like, having a good time. And I was kind of on his side because I was like, okay, if you're at a concert, like, you're meant to sing along, you know, jump around, sing, dance, whatever. So it was kind of unfair for someone to get angry at him for doing that, like, whatever, that's fine, right? So I was kind of on his side. I didn't say anything, but I was kind of, in my head, I was kind of on his side. And then, before Melanie came on, this guy starts, like, shouting at Melanie, and he's like, Melanie, you bitch, why don't you get on stage? You're late. Which, by the way, I don't know if this is this guy's first concert, because, like, maybe he's just stupid, but, like, that's not how concerts work. If it says the concert starts at 6:30, that's when the openers start, and then it's the openers, and then it's a break, and then it's another opener sometimes, and then it's another break, and then the main artist comes on, like, 2 hours usually later. If it's, like, a big show like that, maybe sometimes it's usually, like, only an hour later, but, like, they have to have breaks so that they can set up for the individual artists, all the equipment, all of the instruments, everything, all the stage, everything. So I don't know what was going through this guy's head. She wasn't late. That's just how it works. Like, it was kind of scaring me. And he just keeps shouting, and he's like, oh, Melanie, I'm never coming to your show again, whatever, like. And honestly, I was like, and also there was this older guy next to me, probably a guy in his 30s or 40s. I'm guessing he was there with, like, his daughter or something, I don't know. But he starts, like, side-eyeing me, like, proper. He's, like, you know, looking at me like, oh, what is this guy doing? Like, every time he said something, like, you know, a little bit, like, weird or just disrespectful, he looked at me like, ooh, like, we both were looking at each other like, this guy is crazy. And honestly, he scared me. But even though he was talking to Melanie, obviously Melanie didn't fucking hear him, you know. But even though he was talking about Melanie in such a fucking disrespectful way, the second she comes on, he's saying, yes, I love you, Melanie, da da da. It's like, bro, like, that's so, like, it was just annoying. Like, bro, how are you gonna be so disrespectful to, like, an artist you're seeing? Like, that's insane. Even if she came on an hour after that, I wouldn't be, especially outwardly saying stuff like that. Like, that's so fucked up, I'm not gonna lie. Like, calling her a bitch, like, are you serious? You're not her best friend. You can't be going around being like, hey, bitch, da-da. You're not her best friend. He doesn't know you. I don't know what kind of, like, what is it called? Like, relationship? What are they called? Like the TV, like, social media relationships, whatever those are called. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. I got interrupted. But anyways, that guy was just being really weird, and it really threw me off that the second Melanie actually came on, he started, like, being super supportive and saying, like, yes, Melanie, we love you, Melanie. Like, bro, shut up, man. Like, you clearly don't love her that much. Anyways, so the concert started, like I said, Crybaby came on, I was crying. The rest of the concert, I actually didn't cry as much as I thought I would. I definitely got a bit, like, choked up, but I didn't actually, like, cry, except for during Crybaby. Oh, Christ. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. Stanley is a very naughty cat. Anyways, so during the Crybaby portion, nothing that crazy happened from what I can remember. At least nothing in my, like, little area or section. Nothing crazy happened. You know, everything was fine. And then K through 12 happened, and that's when people started fainting a lot. I think people got very hyped over Crybaby, and then they got maybe more hyped, or they were just getting tired from getting so hyped. And people started fainting. There was, like, every, like, 10 to 15 minutes, there were, like, security people, like, running in between me, especially, like, in my little area. It was constantly, like, people trying to open up space for people to walk through, and, like, dragging people out that were, like, obviously not feeling very well. And I don't want to blame this on Melanie, obviously, because it's not her fault, but I think it's just because Melanie fans are a little bit crazy. I think we all know this. And they were obviously not taking care of themselves properly because they wanted to get a good spot, or they didn't want to lose their spot. So it was a little bit crazy. But But yeah, God bless all of those people. I hope they are okay now. I hope they feel better. I hope they didn't get too ill. Because I did see a lot of people that were complaining about Alita making people sick and faint, but honestly, I didn't see that at all. The most people that fainted were during K through 12. So I don't know. Anyways, actually, someone fainted right in front of me, like right next to me. A girl fainted and then got right back up and said, I'm fine, and then fainted again. So that was scary, and then she had to get dragged out, and I honestly felt very bad because it was very obvious that she was trying to be like, no, I'm fine, like, I can still carry on, because she wanted to be there, but it just didn't really work. So that's kind of sad. But yeah, it wasn't very fun getting constantly, pushed by the security guards and telling me to move out the way. I obviously did, but it was a little bit like, okay. And at one point, I think it was during Teacher's Pet, because I remember being upset because Teacher's Pet's like my favourite song of K through 12. There was a security guard standing like right in front of me, like, and I was like, I just want to see what's going on, like, please, like, just stand somewhere else. I get why they have to do it. I'm not trying to be like, obviously they have to keep people safe. I'm not trying to like be like stupid. But it was a little bit sad. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I know that a lot of people complain about like concert etiquette at Melanie shows, and I do agree. From a lot of videos I've seen, people are really not behaving very well, and it's probably because it's probably their first show. They don't know how to act at concerts. I've been to like a lot of concerts. I mean, not like loads. I think probably like 6 or something. Like I want to say around like 6 concerts I've been to. So I know how to act at a concert. Like I'm not constantly screaming. I'm not like shoving past people to get to a better spot. But I have seen a lot of Melanie fans that are not like that. So if you're a Melanie fan, please stop. Please educate yourself on how to act at a concert and not to be a nuisance to everyone around you. Because obviously it's not all about you, it's about everyone that's at the concert. But luckily everyone in my area was pretty chill, like no one was causing any problems. For some people allowed me to go in front of them because I am quite short. I'm 5'2", or no, I think I'm 5'3" now, maybe, I don't know, hopefully. So there was the guy I was talking about earlier, like the older guy, let me go in front of him, or like next to him kind of, and then this other like taller girl let me go in front of her, which was very nice. Thank you very much for that, friend. But yeah, and then during Portals, I honestly was getting very tired. Portals is probably my least favourite album. That's no shade, I still love like the album. I love Portals, but if I had to rank them, Portals would probably be my least favourite out of like the trilogy. But I still enjoyed it, obviously. I still loved it. I was just getting a bit tired, and my legs were very tired, and my feet were very tired. So yeah, and sadly I didn't get any confetti. But I did get some confetti during the Portals tour, and it's the same confetti, so I wasn't that fussed over it. So that was fine. Also, I think during Portals, there was a guy that was like screaming, "We love you, Melanie! We love you, Melanie!" Like stuff like that, which like, is fine, but it was very loud, and it was like just kind of distracting from like watching the show, so that was kind of annoying. And I think him and some other guy got in a fight. I don't know because I didn't really hear what was going on, but the guy that he was arguing with, looked really pissed, and the guy that was shouting "We love you, Melanie" also looked very drunk. And I think security had to like drag him out, I'm pretty sure. So that wasn't very nice. That wasn't very good. But other than that, the Portal section went pretty well. I think most people fainted during K through 12 because like, they got very excited for Crybaby and K through 12 and they fainted, and then all the people that were probably going to faint or weren't feeling well, did it in the middle of the show, so those people all escorted out, and then the people that were left are people that weren't going to faint or were feeling fine, if that makes sense. So I think that's probably what happened. But Portals was chill. I did enjoy it. I think it was probably the longest. I don't know if it was the longest or if it just felt the longest because I was tired. But I feel like during K through 12, a lot of the songs were like either cut or like shortened. Like, if it was on a bus was shortened. Like, it was that she only sang the chorus, but it was kind of sad because I love the line, the puff puff and pass it. Like, that's so fun. I wanted to sing that. And then Class Fight was like cut. Like, half of it was cut. Principal, same thing. It was only like the first verse that was like sung in a different way. Nurse's Office was played in full. I'm trying to remember, but Drama Club was cut. So yeah, I understand because the show was already extremely long, and if she didn't cut songs, it would have been even longer. So I do understand why songs had to be cut, but I feel like K through 12 definitely suffered with it the most, and a lot of the songs were either cut completely or just like halved during like just halved or like taken a lot of the parts out of it. And Portals, I feel like they kept the most songs in full, or at least didn't shorten them like that much. Only like maybe they shortened like one verse out of it or something. So that was kind of unfortunate for the people that like K through 12 the most. I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. But yeah, and then the show ended. I was very tired. I wanted to go home. And then there was the train station. There was a massive gate, and everyone had to line up to go into the train, because if they didn't do that, it would have been so overcrowded. They had to like control how much people were going into the actual train station and everything. Luckily, the train that we went on, it wasn't super packed. It's the second. I don't remember if the first train was. I don't really remember, honestly. I was kind of out of it. But the second train that we went on to go home, it was pretty empty. Like, we got to sit down and everything, so it was fine. But yeah, and then I got home. Oh, by the way, I got a poster. That's the only thing I got, because a lot of the Melanie merch that was sold was pretty like in like a feminine style, and I don't really wear clothes like that. So it just like, it was either like, you know, pink, or it had like, you know, whatever stuff on it, and that's just not my vibe. So I just didn't get it. Also, it was very expensive. Melanie, please sort your team out. Please stop pricing bracelets at 45 quid. Like, that's a bit insane. Like, they're not made out of gold, okay? We don't need to be pricing them at 45. I will admit that. I like Melanie, I like her music and everything. But I will not excuse £45 for a bracelet. Okay? I have to say that. The poster, I think it was £25, which is, I guess, fine for a poster. Like, I mean, it is a lot, but like, what you're gonna do? It's probably the cheapest thing there, let's be honest. Which is it's kind of unfortunate why that this has happened. This is kind of like a side rant, but I feel like it's kind of unfortunate because like back in the day, like I remember I bought some after school merch when the after school EP came out for my birthday, and you know I bought a jumper and a t-shirt. I think the t-shirt was like 20 quid and the jumper was 40 quid. I mean, it's a lot of money, but for a merch, you know, I do like to buy. I buy a lot of YouTuber and sing like a musician band merch because I like wearing it. Like, I'm literally wearing a fucking Johnny Gilbert hoodie right now because I just like, I don't know, I get very obsessed with people and I want to buy all their stuff. But usually, from my experience, you know, a hoodie's usually 40 quid, a t-shirt's usually 20 quid. That's like kind of the standard, which, you know, is not, I wouldn't pay that much for a regular hoodie or t-shirt, but I get why it's priced up because it's their name. But like, £75 for a hoodie and £40 for a t-shirt is a bit much, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really agree with that, and the whole candle and the whole dress scandal, if you know, you know. I don't really agree, I have to say. I'm not really gonna like brush over that and be like, oh, but I like Melanie, so excuse it. I agree that it's wrong to mark your items that aren't even that like amazing quality for that much money. Like, that's crazy. But you know, this isn't really about that today. But you know, so yeah, I got home, I went to sleep, and it was nice. Luckily, my legs did not ache that much, which is kind of surprising. I thought I would be in a lot of pain, and I had college after that, and I had to stand up. I do hairdressing, by the way, and I had to stand up for like 5 hours. But luckily, I didn't actually feel any of the pain, so I kind of got over it overnight. I think my concerts leading up to this have trained me to, you know, I've trained, because the first time I went to a concert, which was no offense, my legs ached so bad the morning after, like it was insane. I literally couldn't walk for a whole day. I don't know what was going on with that. But now I have been trained for these situations. But I'm going to end it there. I think I've talked about everything that I really wanted to talk about. But yeah, it was a great experience. Obviously, those few people that were a little bit crazy, that were around me, were a little bit crazy. That's what I'll say. But everyone else was great. Okay, I didn't really have problems with anyone else. Everyone was very nice around me. Actually, side little story, when we were walking down, this girl came up to me. I don't know how old she was, maybe like I want to say around like 11 or 12 years old, I don't know. She came up to me and she's like, I saw your TikTok, I commented on your TikTok, and I thought that was really cute, and I smiled and I said, oh, that's so cool, whatever. I don't remember what I said actually. I was very stunned. I didn't expect to get recognised. But that was really cute, and yeah, I hope you had fun. BFF, okay? Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say, but it was very cool. Bye bye.
You got to think I'm that
part of this tour is so incredible and seriously like a family to me. I'm just so fucking grateful right now, and I just need to say that. And I love you so much, seriously from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for having me here tonight. But before I go, if you could do one thing with me. On the count of 3, if you can scream "Free Palestine" as loud as you possibly can. Are you ready? 1, 2.